On Saturday, October 28th, there's going to be a partial lunar eclipse happening to help kick off Scorpio season this year. But do you really understand the true energy, what this is all about, and how it's going to be affecting you? Hi, I'm Nancy Dennett. I'm a professional astrologer, and this is Rise Higher Astrology. I'm a Western astrologer. I use traditional and tropical, and I also use a lot of Hellenistic and Vedic astrology tools just to spice things up and to give you remedies to help create a healthier life for you. So yes, this weekend we will be seeing another eclipse, this time at 5 degrees of Taurus. It's going to be happening around 1614 Eastern time. That's New York time. And this is going to be a North Node eclipse. North Node eclipses tend to be a little bit more on the malefic side than the South Node eclipses. And if you recall the Vedic astrology folklore, North Node is Rahu, the head of the beast, and the South Node is Ketu, which is the tail of the beast. And Rahu, because he is the head without a body, has this insatiable appetite, and so he devours and devours and devours and is never satisfied. He's always hungry. And so this is one of the reasons why the North Node eclipses tend to be a little bit more on the intense side. K2, South Node eclipses, they're more about changes to a person deep within the inside. So every eclipse is part of an eclipse cycle called a Saros cycle, and that spans across 1,300 years from start to finish. It begins with either a partial lunar or solar eclipse, and then every 18 years, 10 days, and 11 hours, there will be another eclipse in that family of eclipses bearing the same underlying theme or life lesson of the original event at the beginning of the cycle. So the original one happened on July 11th, 1843. So this is a fairly new, it's young in the cycle, this eclipse that's happening. And the original eclipse happened in the sign of Capricorn. Now, all of this information that I'm giving you right now was posted originally by astrologer Ernst Wilhelm, so I give him full credit for all the research on this. Ernst is the Nicholas Copernicus and the Socrates of our time, so he's just amazing if you want to check him out. So this original eclipse that happened back in 1843, it was conjunct Saturn at a 4-degree orb. Saturn was at 22 degrees of Capricorn at that time. Now, when Saturn is conjunct the moon, what happens is that they end up starving each other out. The moon becomes very troubled. Saturn is depleting and it's restricting. So there's this overwhelming sense of lack. There's a feeling of hopelessness, the feeling that there is not enough or there never will be enough. But also within this eclipse chart, Pluto was making an exact square pattern to Saturn at 22 degrees of Aries. And so what this energy does is it is encouraging the moon to push through that fear. What's going on with this eclipse this weekend? There will be an overwhelming fear of not being enough, not having enough. But you just have to look at life head on and live through your fears. You know, most of what we fear in the first place, it never ever happens. And this time, this is no exception. The most important thing to focus on with this upcoming eclipse is abundant consciousness. So be grateful for everything that you have in your life. Write everything down in your journal. This is the cure for all of your fears of lack, is to write all the things in your life that you have that you are grateful and thankful for. And here's something else that's pretty interesting, and I want you to remember this. The moon represents your mind, your consciousness, your desires, your emotions, all of that stuff. But it also represents your subconscious mind, what's going on underneath it all. They say that 90% of our lives is manifested based on our subconscious actions. So when there's a full moon, the sun shines a light on the moon, and it's a time of revelation. It's the ending of that new moon in Taurus from 6 months ago. Okay. And it's time of seeing what your results are going to be. But with an eclipse, the moon disappears for a while. Okay. The north node, Rahu, swallows that moon. And then there's darkness, right? That darkness is your subconscious mind. It represents what is not shown or what's ever shown. So what could happen with this eclipse is you might be expecting one certain thing to happen, a specific outcome, but the north node is cloaking the spotlight on your consciousness. You may end up getting a totally different outcome because of what you're going through in your subconscious world. Okay? So that it might throw you a curveball. You could be expecting one thing and you could be getting another based on your subconscious thoughts and actions. So that's the nature of eclipses. They give surprises. And if you're feeling really anxious about this eclipse cycle, you might want to look into Bach flower essence. A good one for supporting the moon is gentian, or you could do some rescue remedy. And over the next few days, we're going to be talking about the South Node and its conjunction with Venus coming up in the month of November. That's coming up approximately 1 month from now. And what this is going to do, it's going to be opening up new avenues of abundance for everybody. We'll get more into the details of what you can expect and how to handle that energy coming in, okay? All right, everybody. Have a safe, happy weekend. All right, take care. Bye-bye.